Hello. So this is an evening or a morning routine that you can do on your bed. So something really simple and gentle. You don't even have to get out of bed first. You can just roll up in your pajamas and just take some stretches to help you wind down before you sleep at night or help you wake up and move into your day in a way that's intentional. So it's designed to be really gentle. There's no big grand movements, and you should be propping as much as feels comfortable for your body. So take cushions and bolsters and blankets and whatever you want to make those positions feel comfortable for you. Okay? So we're going to start sitting cross-legged, and if you like to sit up on something, it can be nice to take like a little bolster or a little cushion, just place it underneath your hips to help you sit a little taller. And you take left hand to the heart, right hand to the belly, and then just roll the shoulders a couple of times backwards, and then a couple of times forwards. And then we'll just bow the chin to the chest and we'll just connect in with our breathing. Nice big full breaths into the belly. And so we remember that when we breathe down deeply into the diaphragm, into the low belly, these deep stretching breaths activate the stretch receptors in the diaphragm themselves. And this triggers the relaxation response. So it helps move us into the parasympathetic nervous system, that part of our nervous system that's responsible for rest and digest and repair. So maybe you're going to take 3 more breaths here. Last one. And then we'll bring our hands together and rub them, letting that heat into the hands, warming up. And we'll take each warm hand over each eye. Blink your eyes open into the darkness of your hands. Inhale, grow taller. And exhale, release, coming back into your room. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is just flexion and extension of the spine, as always, like a seated cat-cow. And this is just making the spine a little bit looser, easing off the day. Always moving within your own range of motion. And then when you come to sitting tall, we'll take some little circles, so stirring the pot of your belly, keeping the spine nice and tall. From tailbone to crown of head, nice and long. So tailbone rooting down, crown of the head reaching for the sky, sides of the body along. And then you come back to the center. You're going to take right hand to the side, left hand up overhead, just stretching here. If you want to look up underneath that arm, that can feel quite nice. Big breaths into the side of the rib cage if your neck is sore, look down. And you might want to slide that hand away and take that a little deeper, just letting your ear go towards your shoulder. Remember, this isn't about what it looks like, it's about how it feels. And then gently coming back up. Roll those shoulders again, 3 times back, 3 times forwards. And now you're going to take the hand to the side, reaching over. So let's start by looking up and under. Taking the breath to that top rib cage, right hand side. And then let's look down. And maybe we'll slide the hand away, going a little deeper. Ear to shoulder now, stretching side of the neck. And then coming all the way back up. We're going to take a restful forward fold. So we're going to inhale high, get length in the spine, drop the shoulders. Exhale, pull the belly and hinge forwards until your spine wants to round, which is there for me, and then you drop your hands. From there, scoop the chest up through the bridge of your arms. Find that length, and then exhale, laying down. And you want to lay your head down here. Just easy rocking side to side, back body stretching. And then you might look up again and slide the hands forwards and fold all the way down. And then you might take the elbows, make prayer hands, and drop those prayer hands along the length of your spine. And then release, pull the belly and roll all the way back up full shoulders again. Forwards now. Okay, so we're going to take this bolster or the cushion around to the front now. And we're going to take our legs over the top into cobbler pose, Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet together, the undersides of the knees are supported here. So it's really nice and soft. And to start with, we're going to sit up nice and tall. So use the traction of your hands onto your legs. A little bit of flapping like butterfly's wings here. So easing out the groin, easing out the sides of the hips, finding that length in the spine, connecting into the belly. And remember that if you're a woman, as women, we tend to spend the whole of our life holding our bellies in, being told to hold them in to make them smaller. In yoga, we want to take these big full breaths into our belly. So don't be afraid to let the belly be full. Okay, letting the knees soften down now. Same thing again, we're going to reach up tall. Inhale. Exhale, pull the belly back. And then from here, just drop wherever your hands land. And maybe they wrap around the feet. Maybe they're here. Maybe they're here. Wherever you get to, wherever you feel that stretch, that is the stretch. You don't need to go any further. You don't need to go any deeper. This is a nice soft routine. So it's not about pushing yourself. It's about easing into it. It's about letting go. It's about releasing. And then from here, you might want to drop the head and let the back go into that C-shaped curve. Give yourself permission to start really switching off. Unwinding those tender spots, the places of tension. And then rolling all the way back up again. Give those shoulders a little shrug. Okay, so slide the bolster out and we're going to take Janusirsasana. So we're going to take straight right leg, bent left leg, sole of the left foot at the inside of that right thigh. And if you have tight hamstrings like me, it can be nice to then prop underneath that knee. Because remember, we're not going into the deepest stretch. We want it to be soft. Now we turn our navel towards the knee of the straight leg. Inhale up. Exhale, find that length. And then when the back wants to round, you come down. To start with, don't let the back round. Look forwards as if your chest is moving towards that wall. Take a breath here. Soften the shoulders, soften the neck. One more. And then fold down and in. Breathing here. So all these forward bends really deeply calming for our nervous system. Great if you tend towards headaches or migraines. Really great for winding us down at the end of the day. Letting us go a little bit more inwards. And then rolling all the way back up. You point those toes now. Take the other hand behind and just reaching back up over. So we get this stretch on that right hand side, and then we'll take nice big looping circles of that arm. And then coming all the way back up to the center. So we're going to switch sides now. Left leg goes to straight, sole of the right foot against the inside of that left leg, cushion under here. Now if that bent knee is also floating, which it may well be at the end of the day, you can put a cushion underneath there too. Now from here, inhale, exhale, find the length, drop the hands, chest is forward, shoulders down, soften the neck, take a big breath here. And another one. This time let it out through the mouth. And then folding down. Allow your body to surrender to the bed, yielding down into the support beneath you. And then rolling all the way back up, point the toes, take the hand behind you, diagonal line stretch. And then big looping circles here too. And then coming all the way back into the center, sliding the bolster out. So now we're going to come around onto our knees here. In the kneeling position, we're going to take that cat-cow again. So arching and rounding the spine. Mobilizing pelvis as well now. And we're going to take a simple twist here. So press the knees together, right hand to the outside of the left knee. Left hand comes behind us onto the bed. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist, drop the shoulders and breathe. And here you can just gently move your gaze to the front and to the back, keeping that twist. And you'll just find those side neck muscles, the ropey ones, starting to ease out. And come back to the center, taking the twist to the other side. So we're going to take the opposite hand, left hand to right knee, right hand behind us, root down to rise up, inhale. Exhale, draw the belly back to engage the lower abdomen as we come into the twist. Drop the shoulders down, breathing here. And then gently front to back. And then coming all the way back around. So we're going to open our knees wide now. I'm going to take that same bolster or cushion, place it between the knees, and we're going to do a supported child's pose. So from here, we're going to walk our hands forward, spine is nice and tall. We're laying ourselves down onto the bolster, turning your head to one side, and then just breathing here. Nice deep breaths, drawing the breath from the tailbone up to the crown of the head. Exhaling, directing the breath from crown of head, bottom of tailbone. And then raising your gaze, turning to the opposite side so the neck is evenly balanced. And if one cushion isn't enough, if it's too intense on the hips or the groin or the back, you just put a pile of cushions. And then gaze to the front, walking those hands all the way back in with the cushion out of the way. Inhale the hands up overhead, interlink the fingers, push them away, wriggling a little. Take them over to one side, back to the center, over to the other side, back to the center, and release, roll out those shoulders one last time. And then the very last thing that we're going to do is spin around, and we're going to take Viparita Karani, so legs up the wall. So here what we're going to do is legs up the headboard, and the cushions, your pillows will already be there. So that'll be a nice little lift there, so you get that inversion really beautifully there. Legs up the wall there, hands come back behind your shoulders, and then from here just softening the fingers and the toes, letting the body just rest. And can feel really nice to stack about 3 or 4 cushions underneath your bottom, so you get a little bit more of an inversion. But if you're menstruating, then I wouldn't lift the bottom any higher than the heart. Just stay with your bottom level with the heart. And you could stay here really up to 10 minutes. Really great one to do right before sleep. Helps to just bring the whole body down into this calm space. Lets the legs just be a little bit lighter, having had the weight of gravity on them all day probably. Useful if you've got restless legs or tight calves. Just make sure that the shoulders haven't crept up around the ears. Keep that nice length between the earlobe and the top of the shoulder. And then check back in with that belly breathing. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly drops back down.